Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. My name is Brian Kelley, and I'm here with a special guest. I have a gentleman here by the name of Tom Kemp. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Now, if you're a movie addict, you just love, if you love the movie review section of this program, you're going to love today's show. Because Tom Kemp is actually an actor, and many of you may have seen him on television, so we're going to get to know Tom a little bit better. I'm continuing the Behind the Faces of Milton series. Boy, we have a lot of interesting characters, Milton. I want to tell you that. That's why we talk to Tom.
This guy for one.
We're not paying him his regular rate to be on the show, so we got to go fast. So, Tom, you live in Milton. How long have you been in Milton?
About 20 years.
20 years.
About 20 years, yeah.
Now, I would think that, now you spend half your time in Milton, and where's the rest of the time spent?
Traveling, either in Los Angeles or in New York. A lot of Los Angeles lately.
And maybe more Boston now that movies have become more prevalent here.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I delayed my trip out to LA this year because of work here in Boston, which was really nice. And in Rhode Island.
You could commute without a plane.
I could sleep in my own bed. It was really very nice. But no, the new tax incentives and also a real film commissioner has really helped.
We had a fake one before?
Well, we already didn't have one. And we had, when it was Romney, there were like two people vying for it, and one was unofficial, one was official, and neither of them knew much about anything. And now we have a film commissioner who actually knows how films are made, and has been able to talk with the LA producers and such. And we had three major movies here this summer. And
now, were you in any of those?
I was in Bachelor Number 2 with Kate Hudson and Dane Cook and Jason Biggs. And I was on my way to Los Angeles actually, and got a phone call and turned around. Came back home.
Well, folks, you know what? Well, before we get into some of the details, just give us a quick, tell the folks at home some of the movies you've been in, because then they won't turn that dial, and they'll listen to this a little more in depth. So tell us some of the shows you've been
in quite a few over the years. I mean, most lately I just shot Bachelor Number 2.
Okay.
And Gone Baby Gone, which is coming out in a week or two.
All right.
That Ben Aflack directed, and Mystic River, and several other indies, a lot of independent movies.
Were you in Departed?
I was in The Departed, though...
oh, wait, caveat
though,
with that.
I had a wonderful scene with Jack Nicholson.
Did they cut it out?
It's on the deleted scenes on the...
on the DVD?
On the DVD.
Okay.
On the 2-disc, yes. But that was great. Working with Scorsese was a lot of fun, and then I've been in the Brotherhood series for the last 2 years, which we shoot in Providence.
That's a Showtime special, right?
Showtime.
Is that their trying to compete with The Sopranos? Is that their?
It is probably appeals to the same audience, because it is
obviously
it is gangsters. It is gangsters, but it's a little bit.
Excuse me. I'm going to cut that out. There's so much for a coaster. Sorry about that, folks.
No, so the Brotherhood series, we shoot in Providence, and I did 2 seasons of that, which we finished in August. And
what did you do with them? What was
I played Marty Trio, who is a member of the Irish mob, a union president, and trying to be a good guy. He's a very conflicted character. He's very complex, and he's with the bad guys, but he's very conflicted about it. And so it was a really wonderful role. And we finished season 2.
So when will that scene be on with you? Oh, you in a few of the different...
I guess I'm in 3 episodes.
And it's on Sunday nights at 10 o'clock on Showtime, I believe.
That's right.
Because I saw it last night.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And I wasn't in episode 1, but I'll be in episode 2, so I'll be in next week.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Okay.
And I really can't tell you what happened.
This has been restricted. There's been contracted.
But it's a great show, and it's gotten rave reviews. Not huge audiences, but
Well, Showtime is actually free in the Boston area this week, so they're probably trying to promote, you know, more
we follow
subscriptions.
Dexter, which is
I saw the ads for Dexter.
a pretty popular show for them.
Is that the guy, the blood guy?
Yes.
The blood guy. Can you hear me all right, Don? Is everything all right? When I moved? These are real expensive mics I have here. Is it okay? Maybe I was just... okay. So Dexter is about the blood and everything?
Yeah, Dexter's about a supposedly sympathetic serial killer. I can't say that I've watched it. I don't know if I'm the demographic for that, really.
So how do you become an actor? I mean, I'm sure there's some people at home that are going, I'd love to be an actor, but I didn't know you could live in Milton and be an actor. I thought you had to be in LA all the time.
Well, there is a great deal of difficulty. You know, it's not easy. But I've been an actor, well, I guess all my life. But I mean, professionally.
That's what your mother said.
Yeah, professionally for over 30 years, and been making my living as an actor for over 30 years.
You were on some commercials too. I think I saw you on a NyQuil commercial once.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do a NyQuil commercial?
I did. I did quite a few. When I started as an actor, really focusing on it, I was working mainly on stage here in Boston, doing a lot of plays. I got my degree in theater from Northeastern. So
okay. Is that what brought you to Boston?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I got my degree from Northeastern in theater. And then when I really started working in theater here, I wasn't sure how to make the transition to film.
Okay.
You know, I did a TV movie with Joanne Woodward many years ago, and all of a sudden everybody was interested in me, and so I got representation in New York and started doing commercials right away, and probably I've done a couple hundred in national commercials over the years, and that was sort of the way I learned how to translate what you do on stage.
So what's the big difference?
The big difference is in how you relate to the audience. In theater, everything is about the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And in film, really, there isn't an audience. As far as the actor is concerned, there's no audience. You only are concerned with the other person in the scene with you. And it's the cameraman, the sound man, and
so you have to zone it all out.
It's just about this reality. That's right here, and you're not portraying or projecting your character anywhere else except right here. You're trying to get it as real.
So that's film, but a commercial, you have to really talk to the camera, right? That's a whole different aspect, right?
It depends. It depends. Certainly, commercials. There are lots of different types.
Oh, there's some commercials that are like film, then, in the sense that you only relate to the.
But the technique is the same. And when you're talking to the camera, when you're doing a commercial directed to the camera, as I have done many times, you're really sort of taking that camera as a person, as one person. You're not.
I hope there's more than one person watching.
Well, you as the producer, the director, and the host, you have to worry about that stuff.
At least you got a cameraman here too. There's two.
That's right. But I'm not seeing him. I'm not seeing anybody. I'm not seeing the caterers. I'm not seeing the wardrobe people, the makeup.
In our studio audience.
In the studio audience, I'm ignoring that, and I'm just focusing on the lens. But you as a producer or something, you would have to worry about whether you have an audience or not.
Right.
But as an actor, when you're talking directly to the lens, it's just one person. It's not an audience. And even though there might be, like in your case,
millions,
tens of thousands of people out there watching, I'm only talking to one person when I talk directly to the lens.
I guess.
But that's also a very nice transition for actors to understand that, because it starts to size your performance so that your performance is appropriate. It's not too big for the camera. And I do coaching. I coach a lot of actors, many of them who have extensive credits on stage.
Okay.
Worked at ART.
Who are trying to make the transition?
Who are trying to make the transition, and I work with them on doing that so that they don't just look too big.
So you run a coaching class?
I do. I coach.
Right here in Boston?
I do it in Boston and sometimes here in Milton. People find me, and I have...
Folks, is Milton is this the center of the universe or what?
Absolutely, absolutely. I wouldn't live anywhere
What
else.
if somebody?
It's the seventh best place.
What if we have someone in our studio audience who does some acting but wants to go make that transition, and they want to? How would they contact you for your coaching?
Well, they would contact you.
You just write the talk of the town.
and then you will call me. How's
Fine,
that?
then we can do that. And you can visit us. You can contact me through the YouTube website, www.youtube.com/Milton Talk of the Town. And they can access it. I'll put that on the screen.
Very good.
And then if you are interested in getting a hold of Tom, you can just send me a note through the YouTube link, and I'll pass it on to Tom.
It's been very rewarding for me to do that. And I didn't think I could teach acting, because acting, or I think any kind of art, is... I know Buddy Rich once said he couldn't teach drums because he just did it. He just played drums.
Right.
You know, how do you teach it?
That's like the football player that thinks they can coach football.
Yes. But sometimes you can. You know?
But sometimes they're terrible coaches.
And I found that I had a knack for it. You know, once I started talking to actors and working through their process and sort of pointing out things that I thought they were doing wrong or doing right, and how they could better make their performance fit the medium of film.
And then when one of them becomes a huge international star, you can sit there and be like a proud papa.
I often am. I often am. More likely, I'd say, well, now, if you have any position of power to get me a job on the movie, then I'll take it.
Don't you remember that coach that I gave you?
Yeah, you're there because of me. Yeah, but no.
So what's one of the funniest things that happened to you, that unexpected things as you were doing a role somewhere and something unexpected happened that was out of the ordinary?
Actually, this I was shooting Bachelor Number 2 just a month ago here and we were working at the Copley Plaza, and I was a priest, and so I was waiting at the trailer to go over to shoot the scene as a priest, and I had my collar on and my black suit, and I was just sort of walking around Copley Square, just outside of the trailers, and this inebriated gentleman came up to me and he said, "Father, can you spare $1?" And I reached into my pockets and I realized, this is my costume pants.
It's a costume pants.
I said, oh, geez, I'm sorry, these aren't my pants. And he looked at me like, what does that mean? And walked away talking to himself. I mean, granted, the guy's probably been talking to himself for 5 years anyway, but I didn't hope.
These aren't my pants.
These aren't my pants. But acting is a...
Wait, didn't something else happen the same day? You gotta share that with your wife.
No.
You're not gonna share that scene? Your wife came in to go to lunch with you?
Oh, yes, that same day. Yes, exactly. That same day my wife came in to have lunch with me, and so we were walking over to have lunch, and I still had my priest thing on, and I just put my arm around her, as I always do, and she just, being a nice St. Gregory's girl, just decided, this is much too creepy. You really have to take her. I've been married to a woman for over 30 years, for God's sake. But no, it was the priest get up. She just couldn't deal with that. But acting is a funny. It's an odd way to make a living for a grown up, but
because it's like it's project to project, right?
It's project to project, yeah.
So it's not as glamorous as a lot of people envision, I would imagine.
I haven't found the glamour yet.
You're looking for it.
Looking for it. I haven't found the glamour. It's hard work. I mean, it's very rewarding. It's a lot of fun, and when you are working, they treat you really well. But as even the best actors will tell you, I remember Morgan Freeman. They were asking Morgan not too long ago. I said, is acting really hard? And he said, no. He said, acting is very easy.
It's getting the job.
Getting the job. I mean, that's one of the things I stress with the people I coach, is that really the most important skill to have as an actor is how you audition. because that's really, in fact, what we do for a living. You know, you audition for a lot more roles than you actually do.
So you're actually in sales. You got to sell these directors,
yeah,
producers
really.
on that you're the guy.
And you have to figure out how to close the deal.
Wow.
You know? But to have a better concept of what the audition process is and how many times you're going to have to do it, and that, you know, if you don't get the part, oh my God, I really screwed up that audition, and that's often, most of the time, not the case. It's just that, you know, at the end of the day, they wanted a redhead, you know.
You can't take it personal. It's like baseball, right?
That's
You're
right.
not going to hit a home run every time.
That's right, exactly. And as I often explain, you know, there's a subjective and objective. And objectively, you just do the best audition you can, and you really portray this character as to the best of your ability. But that's all you have control over. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, there's going to be 4 or 5 people that were similar in ability and finish, and they're going to say, well, she's too tall, she's too short, you know,
or whatever.
We want a redhead, or, you know, he's too old, or he's too young, or he's too short or too tall. It goes completely out the window.